Greetings, this is Vlodril and welcome to the preview for Star Dynasties Early Access version. Star Dynasties is developed by Poly Games and published by Iceberg Interactive. But first things first, humanity has spread to the stars, but the destruction of Earth has plunged the galaxy in a new dark age. Most of the technological advancement is lost in time, and the colonies descended into a lawless state. Several hundred years later, the colonies have morphed into a simple feudal society, which has little understanding of the technology it uses to survive. Because the secret of colonization is lost, there is a limit on children births throughout the settled universe. You assume control of one of the noble houses, a duke or a duchess. You hold the star system and have vassals to expand your territory to the various star systems. You can create your own character. You pick their facial features, hair, mouth, eyes, etc., and also the traits. Each trait can give you some positive stats, but you also need to balance that with some negative traits. So the score at the start of the character creation is balanced. Star Dynasties is a grand strategy game. You can see a lot of similarities to games like Crusader Kings. You have control of your house and house members. You can pick a council of 5 people for the 5 stats, which are administration, military, diplomacy, security, and technology. You can also marry off your family members, give permission so they can have more children, make alliances, and all the things you would expect from a grand strategy game. There is a limit on how big your house can get, but that can be expanded by making more money or by improving the infrastructure of your star systems. The house score on administration and technology also plays a role. You do everything in game by using action points. Since the game is turn-based and not real time, when you are out of actions, you can end your turn for the game to advance. A series of events will occur, like visitors or secret affairs, illness, death, births, etc. And a new turn will begin. Unused action points are converted into money. You get money each turn, and you can improve on the amount by improving the infrastructure of the planets or by using certain actions, like the Assist Tax Collection action, which will raise the efficiency of a tax collection from a vassal. You can also, of course, raise taxes altogether, faction-wide, but that usually is frowned upon by your vassals. Specific actions can create secrets. Secrets can be discovered by you or your enemies. Revealing one will have a negative impact on the reputation of the one who made it. There are ways to make secrets harder to find for others and easier to find for you. Fighting isn't the only way to destabilize or hurt your enemies. You can defame them or even assassinate them. That goes, of course, for your enemies as well, so you will need to protect yourself and your family. Diplomacy-wise, you can also do favors for people, and they in turn are honor-bound to reciprocate. All actions you take have a cost in action points, but also in honor or favors. Some actions are dishonorable, and you will have to take a hit, and others can be covered up by people owing you favors. You are required to maintain a balance. The goal of the game is to become the most powerful house in the universe. You can achieve that by diplomatic means, making alliances or causing unrest and the collapse of rivals, or you can always go on a conquest. To do that though, you need valid claims. Some of those you can get by making the right alliances, marrying into a house or have them marry into you. Other claims you can fabricate yourself. To conquer a star system, you need to raise a fleet. To do so, you attack or plan an attack, which gives you more ships, a system. After you decide to attack one, usually by declaring war first, you start with calling your vassals or allies for help. While in a surprising attack, you can call each ally, and each ally joining gives a chance for the defendant to discover your plans for an attack. Then they start calling their allies also. You can also pay for some mercenaries to help you with the attack. There is no graphical combat in the game, it all happens in the same screen. You see the amount of ships you have and the amount of ships the enemy has. You can use tactics if the person commanding the fleet has them. Those can be beneficial to you, like receiving less damage or doing more damage. Or they can be used as a counter for a tactic your opponent might pick. After you pick the tactic for the round, both opponents roll, and based on the result, damage occurs. There are 3 rounds of combat, and at the end you get a winner and a loser. A somewhat plain system. I would have preferred some actual visual presentation of combat, but that is not unusual for a grand strategy game. Star Dynasties in general seems like a small team effort, so don't expect AAA production values. The AI makes moves constantly. Rebellions, alliances, fabricating claims and outright attacks happen each turn, so there is always something happening. Since there are so many things to keep track of, the game has a specific suggestion tab that will let you know what options are available to you and certain matters that demand your attention. It is up to you if you want to do anything about them or not. The game is very friendly to the new player, and there is quite a bit of help and explanation on what you should be doing. There is also a codex in game with multiple guides on the game mechanics. Art-wise, the events and general art is very pretty. Unfortunately, it is not as big part of the game as I would have liked. The windows the art appear in might be pretty, but they're also tiny. Some more emphasis on the art would help make the world and the events happening more interesting. The music is pretty good, atmospheric and fitting with a sci-fi theme. As always, a big help with immersion, and you can get lost in the game for hours at a time. Since the game is early access, there are some issues. There are some spelling mistakes here and there, some programming strings instead of names, but I personally at least had no game-breaking bugs, no crashes or anything else. Star Dynasties seems to be a pretty good start for an early access game, mostly polished and bug-free, which is often unusual for early access titles. There seems to be plenty of content to occupy you. What I would like to see from the development in early access is a lot more events, both random and perhaps an overarching universe storyline. Some more and different kind of religions or scientific discoveries to make the universe feel more alive and less tilted. Apart from that, I would also like a lot more actions, so you don't feel you are doing the same thing throughout the game. That should help alleviate any monotony that might set in the late game. In the end, there seems to be a really good base here, and couple that with a low price, about 20, this seems a no-brainer if you like grand strategy games. Thank you for watching this preview. As always, feel free to leave me a comment or suggestions on the review or other games you would like to cover. Press the like button if you enjoyed it and feel free to subscribe to be notified when more reviews go online. Apart from YouTube, you can find me on Twitter and everywhere else as Bloodrill. Have a great day, and I will see you again next time.